Let's go. What's up, people? Oh, my water. I don't have any. I have no water. I'm flying. No hydration today. It's downstairs in the kitchen, and I was already like, but we're here. We're here. So I will sacrifice the hydration that I'll have to go pick up. That's too old. I don't know. I won't drink that. But two cool things to talk about and show you guys. So heck yeah, let's freaking do this thing. If you did not dehydration check yet, pretty much. If you did not see last live stream, it was pretty epic. It was pretty awesome. We did basically it was a Dragon Boy live stream. I took all of the live stream super chats and profits and proceeds. I don't think that's the right word. All the profits from the stream, and we're donating them, sending them to Dragon Boy, who is a high school kid entrepreneur that loves making 3D dragons. And speaking of 3D dragons, this is one of the 3D dragons that's going to be in the giveaway that Dragon Boy's doing. It's like a mechanical mecha dragon. It's so cool. Oh, and in the size comparison to the one that's on my cup, so it's definitely bigger in a cool way with wings and stuff like that. Hydricon be praised. So he wanted to throw that giveaway in there, and the person that won last live stream is out of country, and I didn't want to. I prefaced to the winner that they would be in the United States. I don't want him to have to field that just yet. I am going to, the person who won, I'm still going to hook him up, give him DC20 stuff, like digital DC20 stuff. But I'm doing a giveaway for that live stream, I'm doing a giveaway at the end of the live stream for that dragon from Dragon Boy. And heck yeah. And another cool thing is, on top of the hundreds of dollars that y'all super chatted, that he got from that, on top of that, the mom told me that they had like $200 in sales from their website. So, well done, y'all. Well done, y'all. Good freaking, y'all killed it. So heck yeah. Hashtag save Sonic. Save Sonic. Who's Sonic? Sonic? What? My son loves Sonic the Hedgehog. You know what I'm saying? And then Jeff Chambers, before I even knew it happened, gifted 10 memberships. Let's go, Jeff Chambers. Thank you for that. And thank you, Liam, for the super chat. Save Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know. Both my sons run with their arms back. So if y'all didn't know this, I was a track coach. So this kills me a little bit, because this is definitely not good running form. But I'm gonna let this slide for now because it's adorable. Sonic damage. Oh, Sonic damage. I see what you're saying. Okay. Anyway, so the Naruto runners. Yes, there you go. The live stream is going to be a Q&A live stream, but there also is one more thing. Wargasm, another member of the community, he's here all the time. Wargasm won an upgrade, but then after winning the upgrade, they want to give it away because they have already won upgrades from being a part of, I believe, Bardic Aggravation, another DC20 YouTuber, did a giveaway on their channel, and he won that one, upgraded to the biggest you could possibly get. So then Wargasm wants to pass on their giveaway to TN Tori. TN Tori, also in the chat right now, another DC20 YouTuber, which is crazy to even say that there are those things at all. So TN Tori, surprise, who just says, what, in the chat, you're getting upgraded. So TN Tori also, this upgrade for TN Tori also is pretty cool, because TN Tori is already a DC20 influencer. So I already am going to give TN Tori all digital stuff for DC20 for free, because I do that for all of the influencers that make content for DC20. I think that's what you should do. Maybe Dungeons and Dragons should have done, but anyway, so that's already going to happen. So that means TN Tori is going to be getting some extra physical stuff. So I'm talking premium book, action tracker. We'll talk TN Tori. So there you go. So heck yeah, well deserved for TN Tori. Heck yeah. And then there we go. So with all that, I think we just jump right into the stream, y'all. You know what? We did talk about dragons. I was late last week. I was a little late this week. So I will give a little bit of something on dragons. Okay. I'm going to talk a little bit about DC20 dragons. All right. I am so, my mouth My mouth, I am so parched. Okay, I'm going to talk about dragons, but I am genuinely going to run down, see how long it takes me to sprint downstairs into the kitchen and then back upstairs and then be out of breath to talk about dragons. But here we go. Somebody time me. Like I just said, I'm a track coach. Somebody time me. Ready? As soon as somebody says go in the chat, I'm going to go. I'm waiting for it. Ooh, okay. Ooh, get memberships. Oh, Robin says go. Go. Somebody gifted 50 memberships. What? Time. What was the time? What was the time? How long? 10 years later? 20 minutes? What was the time? 35 seconds? 38, 39? 33? Okay. Hydration check, okay. And hydro guns here too. 5 seconds? Evan, you gotta get something checked on that. It seems like the average right now is like 36 seconds. So 30, we'll say 36 seconds, okay. There we go. All right. So, Bardic Aggravation, 50 gifted memberships. Bardic Aggravation, that's crazy. Another cool announcement from Bardic for Bardic Aggravation, which gives me a second to catch my breath a little bit before I talk about dragons. Although I'm still talking the whole time, so it doesn't really, anyway. The time was 38. I love the decimals. That's right. 38.58 seconds. Also, I got a new puppy. Duskbreaker, a new puppy? Oh my God, what'd you name the puppy? Oh my God, what kind of dog? Oh my God. Yeah, how many times has Bardic Aggravation done that now? Countless. I literally don't know. So I reached out to Bardic Aggravation last stream, and we are in cahoots now. And Bardic Aggravation on their channel, I am going to play DC20 with Bardic Aggravation, but I am going to be a player. Isn't that gonna be crazy? Isn't it gonna be crazy? So yeah, I'm gonna be a player of DC20, and y'all will, for the first time, I have been a player before. I'm not just a forever DM. I am a forever DM, but you get the idea. So I will be for the first time recorded as a player, I guess. I will be a player, so that's gonna be cool. It's not official when it's happening and all that kind of stuff. One of the Bardic Aggravation people are going to be game mastering, so don't worry about that. And yeah, I thought they've been huge supporters of the channel, and they've been in lots of different ways, making content, supporting in live streams, giving back to the community, all that stuff. So hell yeah. And Jeff Chambers with a $4 super chat. Let's go. Goblin Dragon. That actually leads me perfectly, thank you, Jeff, into the dragon lore drop. Okay, so I'm going to just start off by saying something very vague still, because there still is some stuff in the works on the first part, but then I'm going to talk about kind of how dragons work in DC20. Okay, so I'll preface it here too. Kasune-kun, Kasuke-kun. You've made a wonderful community. I love being here every Tuesday night. Even if I can't make it live, I appreciate you, Coach. Oh, you're here live right now. Oh, that's awesome. That is so awesome. And I do genuinely love that I know so many people come back and watch these later. You know, it's just like they can't be here at the time. If the time zone doesn't work or something happens. So I love to hear the watchbacks. That's awesome. I hope I said your name in some way right. Simon Argent, can you clarify multi-action penalty? Dual wielder can attack with each weapon once, no penalty. If you cast two different spells, disadvantage on the second spell check. Yeah. So the multi-action penalty, right? The multi yeah, the multiple check penalty is what it's called, MCP. Multiple check penalty is if you make an attack, the next attack has disadvantage. But if you're dual wielding, that's the benefit of dual wielding. You can make an attack with one weapon in one hand and then make an attack with the other weapon in the other hand, and then the multiple check penalty applies, right? So correct on that part. And if you cast a spell, doesn't matter if it's the same spell, different spell, whatever, the second spell you cast, there's no dual wielding spells. The second spell you cast has disadvantage, yes. Heck yeah. Although, stay tuned for 0.10. There's some stuff coming out about that. Don't you worry. And then who seduced the first dragon? Who seduced the first dragon? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. A bard question from Liam. Not getting that one out of me, Liam. And then Ignis with 2,000 R's. Again, Ignis looking good, man. Hey, coach, I'm converting pre 0.9. Wait, I'm converting pre 0.9 monsters by applying the new PD80 rules to their stats. Is it okay? Is this okay, or are there going to be considerations taking them out of HP and other things? P.S. Ours is money from Argentina. There we go. Okay, what's it called? What's an R? Oh, is it Argentina? No, it's what's it called? What's the word for y'all's money in Argentina? That's so cool. Thank you, dude. Cheers from all the way down here. Love that. Love that. We are doing the same thing, so you're absolutely fine to do that, and I think it would be a great practice for you, Ignis, to do it yourself. Then see us, like myself and the team, release those new ones and see, what the difference was, right? It's gonna be kind of like that. A lot of times, the way I'll say it is if you take what the old monster's physical defense was, because before it was physical and mystical, right? So if you take the physical defense and then from that number give like either lower or increase, from there, and just have a little bit of an offset, or maybe they're the same for AD and PD, right? That's going to be a good representation, and also looking at the player values for that works in the same way there too. But I love to see that. Absolutely love that you're doing that. Heck yeah. Party Hardy with 5 gift memberships. Thank you, Party Hardy. The party has started, and it is Hardy. Thank you, dude. Thanks, man. Rex Room. If I mention it enough, DC20 will have to make a Dragon Penguin. Rex Room, which thanks you for getting me back on track with dragons. Okay, so I'm gonna pause super chats. I'm gonna answer this dragon thing, and then I'll go back to the Q&A, because I do see I have my moderators here, so we're good to go on that. Hold your questions yet for just a second. So dragons. I'm not bashing on D&D dragons right now. I'm just saying some things that rub me the wrong way with them. In general with dragons, if you guys like what I'm saying, say 10, 8, 7, 6, something in that range. And if y'all disagree, say like 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you're like, say 5, you know what I'm saying? Just so I can kind of say stuff and you guys can kind of give your opinions on that without me having to like read, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I don't like hard-coded alignment systems in dragons. I think that's lame as hell. I think having chromatic dragons be like, oh yeah, chromatic dragons, they're all bad. Like, what? That now absolutely changes how I want a red drag. I want the color is hard coded into the what? No, thank you. Literally all 10s. Cool. So I hate that. I think it's dumb. And then like metallics are all good. Like, hell no. I want to have a gold dragon just ravage a city and take all the gold. Like, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, so that's not a thing in DC20. So there's that. Just make that heard. Cool. Second thing I don't like is hard coded power balance per color or per dragon. I've thought that was crazy and ridiculous too. Like, oh, every red dragon's stronger than every white dragon. Like, what? Not every, but like if you take an ancient red and an ancient white, it's just straight up like the red ones are stronger, right? Like, why can that not be the same? And then maybe one's better than the other based on element types, and maybe fire dragons are good at fighting, ice dragons because they can melt them, but then like water dragons against fire, there's this freaking Pokemon stuff, right? So why are there some sort of hierarchy, like an embedded pre-coded hierarchy to dragons? Get out of here. Stop putting dragons in boxes. Okay. So there's that. I don't like putting dragons in premeditated boxes of alignment or power, right? So now if you want to, in your campaign setting, and there's some sort of reason or lore that you want to put in there so that that's the case, sure, I mean, go for it. Put them in a box, right? A box dragon. I'll get to that in a second. Hydration check. I think. Okay. So now, with that out of the way, I also the thing I don't like about dragons in D&D is they're all metallic or chromatic. I feel like that's just a very another box to put them in. Is they're gonna be a hyper metal, or they're gonna be and then there's like, okay, solar dragon, and then they do start to kind of a crystal, they do start to kind of maybe branch out a little bit, but it's not the kind of dragons that should just be in the world. Okay, so the first thing I'll say about DC20 dragons is there are literally all kinds of dragons. There are swamp dragons, there are tree dragons, like a dragon made of bark and stuff, like scales would be bark or whatever. It's still a dragon, it's, what I'm saying, but literally you could say anything. Box dragon, a cardboard dragon. Absolutely, there could be cardboard dragons. Now, based on the material that they are of, they would be smaller, in the power scale of the dragon would be, it'd be like a little origami dragon, a paper dragon. Absolutely. See what I'm saying? So fuzzy dragon. Okay, well, wolf dragon. Yes. Nordic, like the wolves, and like a beast, more of a mammalian feral wolf dragon. Absolutely. Penguin dragon. You get the, okay, yeah. Squid dragon. Ooh, see what I'm saying? Like an insect dragon. I don't know if you guys have seen How to Train Your Dragon 3, but if you look up How to Train Your Dragon 3, and you look up like the evil bosses, he has like 2 dragons that are like these insectoid scorpion spider dragons. Hell yeah, right? That's what I'm talking about, right? So dragonfly dragons. Oh my gosh, let's go. I love that. See, so anyway, dragons in DC20 will literally take any element of the world and make it draconic. And that is what we're talking, right? Bat dragon. Oh my God. Lizard dragon. Oh, you see what I'm saying? So y'all are mixing them now with animals and stuff. Yes. And mix them with a human, you get a dragonborn. Oh my gosh, it's like it's happening, right? So anyway, I don't want to get too much more into that aspect of dragons. But what I will also, other things I'll say, this one I'll say one that's more vague, right? Ever played TCG Magni Nation? No, had amazing dragons. Damon, I'll have to look into TCG Magi Nation. Very interesting. A dungeon dragon. I see what you did there, Tori. So I'm going to say something else too. Here's a little bit of lore. This is not set in stone, and if this is like so weird, so I'm just going to say some stuff. Okay. So in DC20, there are 6 prime dragons. All right, I'm getting in some lore world building territory right here, right? There are 6 prime dragons. They were the 6 ones that were first created. Okay. I'm getting into some big lore here. So I can I can. This is okay. Okay, here we go. So I did talk before about some of the creation of the world and Albion and Zaya and all that kind of stuff, right? So I will have to, maybe I should save that for a later time. Yeah, so I'll say this a bit more vague, and then I'll connect it into the thing from before. But so Albion and Zaya were these 2 like the 2 prime deities, like the creators of everything, right? Albion, the more masculine, Zaya, the more feminine, and those 2 deities created literally, they're creating everything, right? The 2 prime deities. And so now humans, the only people that exist on the planet are humans, right? So now the whole planet is populated with literally only humans. No other ancestries are in existence yet. We'll stay tuned for how those come into play. But let's just focus on us right now, the humans. So humans are populating the world. Albion and Zaya are just kind of like watching in wonder. Like, how crazy would that be to be like, what are they going to do? And they have the free will, and like they just do it. It's almost like watching multiple different soap operas of humanity and all of our terrible glory, right? So now humans start to clash and bash against each other. Factions start to form. Wars start to outbreak. And then Albion and Zai are like, oh, come on. Why are they could live in peace. Literally, there's plenty of stuff. This world is alive with magic. It's alive. Like, why are they fighting, right? Why are they fighting? So the humanity starts banding against each other to tear each other apart, right? So Albion has an idea. Albion creates dragons. He creates 6 prime dragons, spreads them out across the world, right? He creates 6 prime dragons, and those dragons are supposed to be the beacons and pillars of morality. I'm not going to say alignment in that aspect, but they were supposed to be good examples and protectors of humanity, right? They were supposed to. Dun, dun, dun. But then turns out dragons have free will too. Dang it. Oops, right? So dragons having free will. Also, some of the dragons, yes, did exactly what Albion wanted them to do. They were beacons of what they should be. They protected the humans. But other dragons realized it was maybe more fun to eat them or have them follow them or like become followers of them, have them give them things, collect hordes of things and become more powerful, etc. Right? So Albion just kicked the can down the road and had a bigger problem now of not only were the humans having free will and being good and evil, the dragons had free will and were being good and evil. Dang it, right? So now he's like, well, now Albion literally screwed over the humans. He took them only fighting each other and then now added dragons that could just so he's like, okay, the humans have to be able to do something to fight back. So Albion chose different tribes of humans from all over the world that best embodied what it was to be a human, be mortal, be good, be humanity, right? So he chose, we'll say a certain number. He chose a certain number of tribes, and they were selected, and they had their one top person, their top best chieftain. Top of the top person was selected from each of the X amount of tribes, right? And they all came together with Albion, and they were ascended to be giants, and that's where giants were created. Albion created giants to let humans be able to stand a chance and fight back against the dragons if if that's what happened, right? They could be able to fight back against dragons. So all of the tribes became giant born. There's the origin story to Giant Born in DC20. They will be called something. It's not going to be called Giant Born. There's actually a name for it. You get the idea. But that's where Giant Born came from. And then the actual X amount of top leaders, those were turned into Titans, like actual huge, like they were and they could throw down against some dragons, right? And then that's there's where giants and dragons kind of came from in that clash in the first place. But I think that's, hey, there you go, fanboy. Yeah, you know. So that is the dragons versus giants. But then back to the dragons, there are 6 prime dragons, and their existence, where dragons come from, they come from them. Those 6 dragons, their presence creates new dragons. I was about to say one of the dragons. If one of those 6 prime dragons is in a certain location for a period of time, let's say they nest in a swamp for a little while. They're in a swamp, and their proximity of them being in that swamp creates and spawns a swamp dragon. It's just a swamp dragon egg at first. Right? A swamp dragon egg is growing and growing, and then it'll hatch, and now there's a swamp dragon. And maybe if that dragon stays there long, there'd be another swamp dragon. And then let's say the prime dragon leaves. Now there's 2 swamp dragons, and they can reproduce and make more swamp dragons. And you see, there you go. Or maybe that doesn't happen, and maybe the prime dragon left really quick, and there's only one swamp dragon. Well, now that swamp dragon becomes an apex predator, lives for a long time, grows really large, gets really strong, and dragons get stronger the longer they live. And we'll get into hordes and other things like that at another time. But there you go. There's some lore on dragon. I need a haircut. Wow. But there you go. Lore on dragons. Boom, done. So there you go. You got some lore. There was a lore little live stream there. So thank you, Vilios. 10 Titus, appreciate you, bro. Haircut. No. I'm getting a haircut way before .10. Way before got 10. There you go, Chris. Like I get cut. Oh, I like the scissors. That was cool. No, I am getting a haircut before .10. Get out of here. Get out of here. So, questions. Ask your questions. Hashtag question. Let's rock and roll. Let me make sure I didn't miss any super chats that came out during that. Party Hardy, I got you. Penguin Dragon. And then, Skeletor. Everyone hit the like button and confirm for the confirmation of Penguin Dragons. Yes, there is a confirmation of penguin dragons. Somewhere in some world, a dragon was around penguins long enough for there to be a penguin dragon. That's funny. And there we go. Bard sad. I first mentioned the bar. Who knows? What's going on there? That's funny. So there we go. Live chat. Okay, cool. So questions. There we go. Wolves is there. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can just go right to it. Max Stearns says question. So kobolds. So now, oh gosh, y'all just got, okay. So since I just talked about dragons, this is where, dragons come from. Human dragons being around humans for long enough, the essence of dragons spreads itself throughout the entire world. And just like we said, there can be a bark dragon, like with a tree, a plant dragon, a bat dragon, a wolf dragon, a penguin dragon. Human dragon would be dragonborn. Done. Dragonborn, for the record, have tails. They are regular and they have tails. Dragonborn are from humans. There's another race of dragonborn that come from dwarfs. They don't have tails. They're a bit shorter and stockier. There's going to be an ancestry in DC20 that is called something that is the dwarf dragon mix, right? The dwarf dragon mix. The elf dragon mix, let's call him a Drakthir or something like that to take from World of Warcraft. Drakthir, they have wings and tails. Oh, the elven nature and the magical whatever mixed with a dragon, they have wings and stuff. Oh, interesting. Kobolds, as you already saw from gnomes, if the gnomes that get corrupted into goblins, gnomes mixed with dragons get you kobolds, right? So kobold, gnome, goblin, very closely related. And if you take a step back and think about kobold, gnome, goblin, they like to tinker and make things, and they all have this kind of, there's a through line across them, different in different ways, but there's a little bit of an extra lore drop there too. So props to you, Max, for connecting the kobolds into that. And then you missed my free super chat before the stream. Araxis, they time out, man. I'm so sorry. You missed my free chat from before the stream. Araxis, let me see. I'm gonna go back. No, see, I'm going all the way back. Oh wait. I saw the gifted memberships, but I did not see this one. Yes, you're right. Thank you, Araxis. Hey, Coach, I've bought the beta off the site, and I did the Kickstarter, but I still haven't gotten 9.5. What? Either an email or drive-through. Not worried about it, but for others, I am concerned. That's super concerning to me, especially if you got it on both. So, Araxis, message a moderator. We'll do some digging on that, not just for you, but like you said, for the other people too. Araxis, we got you taken care of. Yeah, 0.9 should came out a while ago. So yes, buddy, I got you. Thanks for the heads up on that. Heck yeah. All right. So is rock, paper, scissors. I see you, Glenn. Ash has a question. Suggestion for how to run a scavenger / Easter egg hunt. Oh, that's cool. I would wouldn't have it be a help challenge. I would honestly have it be a skill challenge. Put the eggs all over the place and then to have them describe how they look for eggs, like that would be the simplest way possible. Or you could do a trap challenge and you could have it where you describe finding an egg and then you ask them how to find the egg, and you could take it out of the skill challenge and have it be individual based, right? And they describe what they do. They describe how they're looking for eggs, and then you have them make a check for it, and it beats the DC, they find the eggs. Every by 5 they find more eggs and stuff like that. So yeah, heck yes, do skill challenge. That's so cool. That's super cool. And if only one person is doing it, then you could do a help challenge, which is where one person makes a check and other people describe what they do and make another. They either can make a check with a lower DC, or based on how they describe what they say, you can give them a D4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8, 9. A D4, 6, 8, 10, 12 to roll along with it to add to it. You can do that as well. That's a help challenge. I've talked about those before. So heck yeah. Easter egg hunt. That's awesome, Ash. Nunya Business 22 has a question. Will 2 different kinds of dragons be able to reproduce? Hybrid dragons? Absolutely. Yes. Swamp dragon goes into the snow area and finds us a ice dragon. Ice dragon, swamp dragon. You get like dirty ice dragon. You know, you get, like, imagine swamp water that's frozen over. Like that's what they're like. That's crazy. Even just to think about. I want to see what that dragon looks like. That's super cool, right? Love that. Volcano dragon, earth dragon, fire dragon. Make a volcano dragon. Oh my god. Oh my god. Love that. See, I love where these questions are going, and I love that the dragons, the foundation of dragons in DC20, just the setup alone allows for way cooler stuff to happen. Jekyll Geek, I am starting a new campaign, and 2 of my players are alchemists. How should I implement this? Give them alchemy rituals. So I have an herbalist in my campaign right now, and he has an herbalism kit. And he can go look for charges and make potions. In general, healing potions. Well, we're not talking about healing potions. He has a kit and he can look for supplies. Now, alchemy is a bit more wild than potions, so you can gate it as much as you want. There will be eventually systems for this and all that kind of stuff, but it really depends on what kind of things they're trying to make. So I would make them, depends on what they want to make, is if I would give them that recipe, or in what you're saying, ritual or whatever, to be able to make the thing, is what I would do there. So it really depends on what they're wanting to make. If they want to breathe like fire breathing potions, okay, cool. Then you're going to have some sort of gold value based on the material components behind it. Or you want to do the extra next level steps for game mastering to like say they can find, like, where's the ingredients that they can find. Okay, go to the mountains and it's this, and you can do some world building there to make that a thing, right? But then it would just be I charge them a downtime activity. So this is a little bit of a secret, not secret, but a little foreshadowing to some mechanics in DC20. I don't know if this is going to be the way we say it down the road, but when I run my campaign. Here, I give my players downtime, and during downtime, they get downtime actions. Only a certain amount per whatever set of downtime. So a good example, a very standard example, is right now, my players just were having some downtime, and every day that they had a downtime, they got 2 downtime actions. Done. Almost like combat with action points. You need 4 action points. You get 2 actions, 2 downtime actions. 1 in the first part of the day, 1 in the second part of the day. Lunch in the middle. You get the idea, right? So I'd be like, what do you guys want to do? And they kind of goes through some stuff. And then and if they really wanted to do something big, I'll be like, yeah, you can spend a downtime action on that, right? If they want to do something like that, something that gives them resources, something they want to, or if they really wanted to spend their downtime action doing some sort of role play thing, then they can make a check with advantage doing that thing, and that they spend their downtime action to do that, and they can make a check for role play or investigating something or looking for somebody or some sort of plot relevant thing, right? So they get downtime actions, and you get 1 per half of a day, right? And then if you wanted to span it out to a week, right? If you want to make a week's worth of whatever, you could say they have 7 downtime actions, and each one represents a day, right? Depends on how much you want to scale it up, right? So anyway, if my person wants to make herbalism potions, then it costs him a downtime action, right? And to be able to make those, and he makes his check, and then he can make some potions, right? But it costs him components and everything like that. In general, for example, I'm just going to throw some numbers out real quick. So it costs him half as much to make it as it would be if you bought it from the store. So if he wants to buy a healing potions heal for 2 and they're 10 gold, he can make it for 5 gold in his downtime, saving him 5 gold in the process. 50% off, right? He does not know how to make a stronger level healing potion, right? So he can only make the baby ones. But there's a pretty long answer for that one. So I hope that helps there, Jekyll. I got you. And then Kyle Doring, thanks, Coach, for everything. Thank you for super chatting to thank me. You're crazy. Question: can all dragons still shapeshift to mimic their environment or races? Like humans to blend in, might have to add that in my own campaign. Also reproduction. So I will say this: the prime dragons can shapeshift into anything they want. The prime dragons and the prime dragons only can shapeshift into anything they want. Now, if there's a dragon that happens to be something that can shapeshift, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure there could be another dragon that can shapeshift. That's not like exclusive to the prime dragons. But the prime dragons also can have offspring, and the prime dragon's offspring can also shapeshift into, you know? So the prime dragons would be like literally the strongest dragons in the world, right? And then below that would be an ancient dragon, and below that would be an adult, below that would be young, and below that would be adult, you know what I'm saying? So you could find, if the prime dragon had a super, you know, however many generations offspring that was super young, they could shapeshift into a human, if absolutely, right? So there's that. And then as far as the mimic their environment, the environmental dragons would blend in automatically, like the swamp dragon and the tree dragon. Those naturally blend in that aspect, not because they shapeshift, but because they just are, right? So yeah, there you go. Cool. And then Liam, multi-headed dragon? Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Multi-headed dragons is not even just that's not even like an exclusive category of dragon. The prime dragons aren't multi-headed. But if you wanted to have the swamp dragon have multiple heads, maybe it has multiple heads. Cool. Go for it. You know what I'm saying? And then Damon Evans, hydration check. Huh. Damon, I have a dirty ice dragon on the rocks. From the swamp and snow dragon combined. I see what you did there. I want a dirty ice dragon on the rocks. See, technically the dirty ice dragon is already on the rocks because it's also, oh no, it's swamp, but it's from mountains. So then it's a ice mountain dragon, which is ice and rock. And then you have the dirty water and they mix together. See what I'm saying? So we got you. We got you set up. That's funny. And then Liam, again, I got you, bro. One thing I did like in D&D was the horde items. Meaning the items in the dragon's horde making properties of that dragon, any item stronger, and the item is stronger based on how long the dragon had it. Could DC have 27 something like that? So I was holding off on this, but there is a horde mechanic, a hoarding mechanic to the dragons. I will share one of my dragons from the campaign. So one of the 6 dragons, man, y'all are getting so much lore tonight. Shoot. But side note, if you guys watch my campaign, I post it on Patreon. It's one of the rewards on Patreon. I post it every week. I just released 2 more today. But episode 20 just released, and they actually talk to one of the prime dragons. They don't know it's a prime dragon necessarily. They don't know how crazy that is. But I put one of the prime dragons in the campaign, and they talk to it at the bottom, at the depths of Bastion Bay. This massive, the largest bay in the world. It's this huge port city of Bastion City. In Bastion Bay, largest bay, at the bottom of Bastion Bay is the blue prime dragon. Oh, the blue prime dragon shapeshifts usually into other types of creatures. There's this rumors of a Loch Ness monster type vibes. Well, it's the blue prime dragon. Hopefully my players aren't watching this. There's a dragon turtle. It shapeshifts into and loves to kind of go in and it hoards. It doesn't hoard gold. I think that's lame. I think dragons hoarding gold always, like one-dimensionally in a box. Again, like I said before, dragons hoarding gold and only hoarding gold or magic items and gems and that's, I think, dumb if it's one-dimensionally always like that. If that happens to be a thing for a dragon, it's specifically sure, but I think it's way cooler if dragons just hoard things. They want things. They want to spread all in the world, but then they want things for themselves. So the blue dragon's hoard are ships. The blue dragon hoards ships. Props to Pointy Hat and some of these things that he blew my mind with different ways to think about dragons. But this dragon hoards ships, and he gets stronger and over time, and he has thousands of ships at the bottom of Bastion Bay, and that is his lair, right? So super sick. So yeah, hordes. Heck yeah. And then let's see where are we at. Okay, there's Liam's question. And then Positivity Incarnate. what a great name. DC20 is awesome, and there's some positivity from Positivity and Comment. Love that. Tips for making maneuvers and techniques. Oh, tips for making maneuvers. I don't have many. As far as tips for making maneuvers. There's only one even maneuver that I have on the edge of my head to make a maneuver that's not already a maneuver. You know what I'm saying? Basically, maneuvers are just interacting with grappling, attacks, and defense in certain ways. That's one action point worth of thing, right? Of balance, right? So not a lot of room for maneuvers. Techniques though, combining stuff. In general, one stamina is worth one action point. In general, I'm getting into some .10 territory here, but one action point is about equivalent to a stamina point. So whenever you're making a technique and you're trying to make it efficient and balance it together and package it, try and break down the technique into how many action points that technique would cost, and then it should cost about that much action points and stamina points combined to be able to do, and then give it one extra thing that you're letting it do as a package deal that you couldn't otherwise, right? Which is where something like Heroic Leap comes in, where it does all these really cool things, very specifically meant to do a cool thing, right? A cool task, right? And there's also some power budget because you've chosen that thing, so maybe there's about a one action point power budget just for the fact that you have it in general, right? So there's that. But I love the name and love the positivity. Heck yeah. Wheeler. What's up, Wheeler? Bark Education with the random dollar amount super chat that they always do. They have their shticks every week. Thanks, dude. The Warlock Pack Boons coupled with Packed Bane is fantastic idea. Rock on. Let's go. Packed Boons, Warlock Pack Boons coupled with Packed Bane is a fantastic idea. Rock on, Maestro. This reminds me, Wheeler just reminded me, in the one shot, it is a circus themed one shot. Not necessarily what we're doing in the one shot, but the group of that I'm going to be in is 3 circus performers, and we are escorting a person from point A to point B. It's an escort situation, but the other 3 of us are circus performers. So my character is going to be some sort of circus performer, which I have not locked in yet, but you'll see about that. So, and then Hype Shot has a question. Why change acid to corrosion? Only metals corrode. I don't know what you mean by only metals corrosion. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Because corrode is a term specific to metal. So why say, okay, I got you. So acid in general has got a very small, narrow pocket in D&D that does not many acid spells, right? So what we wanted to do is the concept of, oh my God. It's been this long since I've played necrotic. There we go. It's been that long since I've played D&D. So necrotic damage in D&D. If you take necrotic damage and the blight, the blight spell, right? The blight spell where you like, right, and it takes a tree and like withers a tree away, or the burn, that aspect of necrotic that's not like pure evil coded, right, or dark shadow evil, right? Necrotic damage in DC20 has been split conceptually into umbral, meaning anti-dark shadow, you know what I'm saying? And then the other aspect that's not all of that has been combined with acid to make corrosive damage, right? So that's where that came from. I think it widens the pool and the scope of what we can use it for, which I think is good. And it's an upgrade to acid. Could we have still called it acid? I guess. And it's not necessarily set in stone either. But that's the first time I've seen somebody not like corrosion. But acid is easier to say in some ways. So I'm kind of even on the fence of which one of those two it should be. But then you start getting into like sciencey stuff, like people are saying, and then I'm not, and then that's over my head as far as like the science of it and corrosion and alkaline and whatever other people are saying. So. And then Samir Yamalanchi, such a sick name. Any update on other VTTs besides Foundry? I sadly have nothing for you yet. Alchemy's just said they're churning around. They're behind on lots of other stuff too. And then, actually, I mean, I'm going to make a note. I'm going to make a note here for check in on Demi Plane. Checking on Demi Plane, because they said after 9.5 releases they've been working on stuff, and then so according to my sources, Demi Plane is actively working on 0.9.5 right now, like as we speak, type situation. So I'll poke them and see if I can get y'all an update for next week. So thanks, Samir. Damon, what's up again? Will we get maneuvers and text that require 2+ PCs? That is an interesting one. It has been talked about, but what it would probably look like is more so that there's a technique that you can have an ally contribute action points to join in with you on. I don't know if I would want to have to force every player to pick both. I think that would be too much, too gated. Because if you want to perform a cool maneuver or cool technique, not a maneuver, a cool technique with another ally, then they have to also pick that one. And then like you don't get techniques that often. So then they have to, and so now you're like stuck in it. I would rather it be, I really like this technique, I'm going to pick it. Hey, I picked this technique, we can do it together. Oh yeah, I like this technique and we can do this together. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, teamwork. So absolutely, I think there could be some techniques that you can combine with allies to do, and they would have to spend an action point as a reaction or something like that to be able to engage with and then cool down, right? So yes. And then actually, hold up, let me go back to this and make another note here to add to my, because we are doing spells and techniques right now. So techniques plus allies not needing to share the technique to use it, spend AP reaction, right? Cool. And then Guardian Realms, late fee. Late fee. Well, if you are late, make sure you double back on all the dragon stuff if you're interested in dragon lore. I got you, Guardians. Liam, do Chinese lung dragons exist in the DC20 world? What is Chinese lung dragons? Chinese lung? Lung? If you're talking about like the long snake-like dragons, any dragon can exist. Hydras, any sort of dragon. If you want it to exist, it can, you know? Now, I will say the prime dragons are not that, if that's your question, but you can absolutely have all sorts of dragons. Yeah, absolutely. And then Leah, oh, goodness, I'm behind on stuff. And then Shields Rest. Can't wait to see the circus escort. That's a good way to sum up what we're doing. So hype. I can't wait to play it. I'm going to build my character this week. Sir Nylock, deterioration or destruction instead of corrosion? Deterioration or destruction? See, like destruction damage, you can't have destruction damage. Deterioration is just such a long word, but corrosion also is a longer word compared to acid. So you know what? I'm going to add this to change corrosion back to acid. Science. Right? Deterioration is such long words, and destruction is too broad, right? But I see you got a note out of me right there. And then, will prime dragons ever have stat blocks? I would say no. Prime dragons would just kill people. Like, it would just be ridiculous. If ever a stat block was created for a prime dragon, which I think would be wild in the first place, it would be bonkers. It would be something here. Let me share this with you. If I ever made a prime dragon stat block, ever, it would be to the point where even if you had 4 level 20s, they would not be able to kill it. Like, it would be, they would not be able to kill it. And I know there's like, oh yeah, well, let's see how I min-max my level 20 and it would be not even close. You would have to be level 20 and have your game master give you some stuff to be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be that level type of stuff. And not only am I saying like get magic items that would make you strong enough to do it, but maybe there would have to be literally specific things and items in the game. Like, you'd have to have like the spears of Odin or whatever to be able to pierce. And then So it would be like wild to do, and that's the level of epic I want for something like that. You know what I'm saying? I see so many times in D&D there's these things with stat blocks, like Orcus has a stat block, and I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? So anyway, imagine getting sandblasted and saying acid damage. Oh, I see what you're saying. That's a great point, Admiral. That's a great point. Like, yeah. Look at you, Admiral. I see you, Admiral. Admiral's cooking like there. Hey, Admiral is a cook as well, so that's kind of funny. I accidentally said he was cooking, but anyway. And then Alex, what do you think about single-use weapons, like potions, but for weapons? I think building them with properties to make bombs and stuff like that. Absolutely. I said this last live stream. I think I love giving away magic items that have a one-time use. I'll up your ante by 1. I love one-time use asterisk with recharge properties that you can go and pay money in a town to have recharge. I love that. So give them a sword with like a dynamite stick at the end, and whenever you hit somebody with it's a hammer. No. It's a hammer, and the base of the hammer there's a freaking TNT barrel, and you light it, and then you right, you hit it. And I'm gonna keep riffing right now. You have a TNT. You spend one action point. To put it in your hammer, and then the next round, at the end of your next turn, it explodes. Done. Right. So it would be so cool. So it would be. This is interesting. It would be. Oh no. It would be. You spend an action point, and during your next turn, it buffs attacks you make. Next turn, not right now, the fuse isn't close enough to being blown up yet. On your next turn, it gives your attacks on the next turn. The first attack you make on your next turn will explode the dynamite, but if you don't make an attack during that turn, it explodes at the end of your turn. And all the damage is based around you and everybody within one space instead of the target and a cone behind it. Oh, that's so cool. We just made a magic item. I'm just riffing right now. So you go boom, cone, or you go up area, right? So I think that's really cool. Oh man. Look what you did, Alex. Look what you did. And then Mortal, I'm hearing you want level 100 prime dragons made. Level 100 with 9,000 health. I'm just kidding. Kyle, so Mortal, timeout. Mortal is one of the game devs for DC20. Well, senior game dev. So Mortal, do not go make that dragon right now. Please do not waste time making that dragon. I know Mortal is the type of person that would go do that. So don't do that, Mortal. Kyle. So Spear of Odin confirmed in DC20. Interesting. Y'all are confirming things that are I just say off the cuff. It's funny. Yeah, no, there's no Odin in DC20. I was just referencing like a powerful character, a powerful like deity name. So insert Odin with some other name, and then I got you, right? That's funny. That's funny. Okay, so then back to the questions. Ash, I already got you. None of your business got you. Jake the Beast. What is your favorite thing to develop? What is your favorite thing to develop so far? Oh my gosh. Favorite thing to develop. Oh my gosh, what a great question, Jake. I love this question. Favorite thing to develop. My favorite things to develop are when I have to do like these big picture mastermind type things where I'm like, all right, so if this is here, and if this, I mean, put this here and that there, and then these can balance, and if there's usually like an X and Y axis of something, and I'm balancing them out based on that, I love that type of stuff. Now that's very vague, but I would say like making maneuvers had a little bit of that going on because I was like, all right, here's all the maneuvers, and like conditions was like, all right, here's all the conditions. Oh yeah. I think maybe conditions. I'm going to say conditions because I took every condition in DC20 in Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder, anything I could think of. I made a huge sheet of individually what effect every single condition does, put X's in the columns across what each of the here are the conditions. The y-axis were all the different types of conditions in different games, and the x-axis was all of the different components of like, oh, prone, oh, disadvantage, oh, advantage, oh, you know, whatever, across everything. And then I put X's on all of them and then tried to see a through line and then took the most important ones, and that type of stuff was fun. So there's your question there. Conditions is the first thing that popped in my head. That's awesome. And rules and rulings. Prime dragons, exploding dice, AP worth 10x value. What? What do you mean AP worth 10x value? What rules and rulings? I'm confused. Did you make a dragon or a weapon to fight the dragons? Honey Badger, Dragon Boy needs to be an NPC that knows all the lore of the Prime Dragons. Put a Dragon Boy in DC20. I love that. That's so funny. And then, oh my gosh, it's already 9:30. That's crazy. Please make magic item referencing Dragon Boy. Oh my gosh, there you go. You said it again. Dragon Boy NPC, please. We need this. Let's go. I could absolutely see that happening. I would do stuff like that. Heck yeah. Would elemental... Oh, everybody, say something in the chat. We're about to do the giveaway. I did the end of the stream snuck up on me. Do multi-check penalties affect reactions? No. Multi-check penalties only affect the action points you spend during your turn. Reactions happen outside of your turn, not affected by multiple check penalties. Good question, Positivity. Red Panda Games, would Elementalists pick one element as a subclass or pick different elements every subclass level? My thoughts on this is they would be picking, at level 1, they would pick an element. At level 2, they would either double down on that element or pick a second one. At level 5, they would either triple down on that element or pick another one. At level, you know what I'm saying? And then at level 8, they would either have quadruple down on one element and be like the master firebender person, or they could be, and spread themselves across all, and have all that mastered all the elements. You can get the idea. I think that's awesome. Liam, are animal lords a thing in DC20? Every beast is a deity that governs it. In general, Liam, that's a lot of world building, and Liam is the best at getting that out there. Yes, in general, there is a plane, an outer plane of the Beastlands, and you can check on. I have stuff on my. I have 5e stuff on the Beastlands. If you want to check into some possible DC20 lore nuggets there, check out the Beastland stuff on my website, and that is going to be a lot of early access lore, technically, on that aspect. And there are deities for each of the animals in that aspect for that, yes. And then T-Dog, what's up, T-Dog? Class you're curious to play. I don't have any classes that I'm curious to play because I have played them all in lots of different ways. I am saying the class I'm looking forward most to playing is Artificer, because it's going to be coming out sometime soon. Lore Drop, here comes the giveaway. Winner. The first winner is the standard tried and true DC20 winner. The first winner is the DC20 winner. Upgrade, all that good stuff. And the bonus from Dragon Boy is if you are in the US for this first person, you also get a 3D printed dragon that I showed you at the top of the stream. Bob Sanchez, please reply right now. Bob Sanchez, do you live in the United States? Bob Sanchez, do you live in the United States right now? You get a DC20 stuff either way, but Bob Sanchez is so hard to read. All the Bob Sanchez says yes. Boom! Bob Sanchez is the winner. So Bob Sanchez, this is what you win. This is a message straight from Dragon Boy himself. You get yourself a freaking purple. Oh, my face. There we go. You get yourself a purple mecha dragon. Schwam. Purple mecha dragon. Look at that. Boom. You get this sent to you. We'll get you all set up. Go to Discord, message a moderator. Their names are in red. They will get you hooked up with DC20. I'll get you some sweet stuff for DC20, and especially if you back the Kickstarter, all that stuff, or just hook you up in the first place. And we'll send you a Dragon Boy custom. And this is the giveaway that Dragon Boy did himself. He threw out this giveaway out of nowhere because he just was like, feeling grateful, and that also shows how cool, how freaking cool this kid is to do that. So heck yeah, there's the giveaway. Boom, we did it. That is the live stream, people. Next week, we'll see what kind of stuff. I want to do another little bit of a sneak peek teaser, some situation stuff coming up here. So we'll see. We did a lot of dragon lore, so you lore people can sleep tight with this one. So anyway, love you guys. Stay creative. Stay outside the box. Peace.